Hey guys, long time no see. I am back with a new video, and this one is going to be about what I watched in the month of May, which is 3 weeks late. I recently rejuvenated my Letterboxd account. I've had it for a couple of years, and me and a couple of my friends, Ocean Chicks Films and Curly Girl at the Movies, decided it'd be a good idea to do videos about what we watched each month. I will have the link to my Letterboxd account in the description for you guys so you can follow me on there. Most movies I watched on Tubi, and then there was a few that I rented on Prime and Google Play. Thank you. On May 1st, the Flu Bird Horror, or originally it's called Flu Birds. See, I don't have that skill yet where you can see, like, I can put on the screen, see what I'm doing. I don't have that skill. Your friend doesn't know how to do that yet, but someday I will. Just not right now. But the Flu Bird Horror, what the hell was that about? But I remember, it was these giant birds that, didn't look like birds. Kind of like birds, but they were prehistoric and hideous. Um, this picture up here is very misleading. They are not cute like this. They look nothing like this. The Fluebird Horror came out in 2008. I was expecting so much more. The birds didn't look a damn thing like the poster. They look like a cross between prehistoric bird meets a vulture. Hideous. I know it's a horror movie and they should be monstrous looking, but I really wanted them to look like the poster. Fooled again by poster artwork as always. The kills were sad. Not too much blood, like a TV movie. I really feel this was a sci-fi network film. I should have known better to even think this would be a stellar killer bird monster movie. The dialogue was weak, and all the characters except for one got on my last nerves. I love it. Don't you love it when you go back and read what you typed? I gave it 2 stars. I was being too nice. It should have been 1 star. Also, on May the 1st, I watched a movie called The Sand. It was about a group of spring breakers who woke up and found themselves alone because the night before there was a big party on the beach and they all disappeared. There was a monster that's underneath the sand. It ate everybody. The Sand came out in 2015. This is what I said. The acting, writing were bad, and so were the visual effects. But I really enjoyed watching this so much. It's a perfect bad movie. The characters made some stupid decisions which made me laugh so hard. I was surprised to see a cameo from a Scream alum in this film. I will definitely watch The Sand again. I gave it 3 stars. Yeah, somebody from Scream, the original Scream movie, is in this film. I'm not gonna say who it is. And I was shocked. I'm like, wow. It's a fun movie. And like I said, I recommend you guys watching it. May the 2nd, I watched Butchers. There's these 2 brothers, demented. They was killing people. They lived in the woods. I don't know. It was a good movie. It was just well, I'm just gonna tell you what I said about it. I enjoyed this. I got Wrong Turn, The Hills Have Eyes with some Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes with this film. The kills were safe, not too brutal, although I would have liked them to be, but that's okay. The movie ran a little too long and it dragged here and there, but this was a good watch. I will watch this again one day. I gave it 4 stars. Like I said, you guys, this was a month ago, and I'm so late with this video, and I really should have made this sooner and when my memory was fresher. Also, on May the 2nd, I watched Apartment 1303 3D. There is a Japanese film that this is based on. I haven't seen that. I just directly watched this. Misha Barton was in this, so I don't know why I was expecting this to be any good. But I gave it a chance because Rebecca De Mornay was in here too, and I adore her. This was not a good movie. Poorly written and cheap scares. Actually, there weren't any scares if I'm being honest. But you know what, guys? I know what scary is, and I found something scarier. Misha Barton is a cute girl. Um, but she can't act. I think the only good acting she did was in The Sixth Sense. What the hell? I gave this 2 stars. Being too generous. This should have been like half a star. Actually, I wouldn't have given it stars at all, but you have to give it something. Also, on May the 2nd, I watched Creep Van from 2012. This was a really funny movie. It's just about this guy that drives a van and he has it booby trapped. Every time somebody gets inside it, they get killed. It was funny. This was a fun horror comedy to watch. I laughed a lot and the practical effects were surprisingly really good. On May the 3rd, I rewatched Dead Leaves. A guy who keeps his dead girlfriend's body. I'm not gonna say much about it because I did a review on this movie and I will put the link in the description. So, um, I know I shouldn't be laughing, but the way that the girlfriend dies is I just really can't believe she died like that. You don't know what I'm talking about. Watch my review. God, I'm terrible. I watched Anna from 2017. Annabelle. Conjuring ripoff. Doll looking like broke down Annabelle. The writing was cheesy but funny, but it took a while for things to happen. There was too much dialogue. It was like the writer was trying to cover up the lack of action with over talking. I think people should give it a watch just to see how horrible this doll looks. Yes, Anna looks like E.T. with the wig. Alright, we are on May the 5th. I watched He's Out There. I watched it because I have a girl crush on Yvonne Strakowski. Anything she's in, I'm going to watch. I have loved her ever since I saw her on the TV show Chuck. If you guys remember that TV show. This lady and her 2 daughters go to their vacation house up in the woods, and there's this crazy guy stalking them, and he's been stalking them for years, but this time he decides to take action. Not to give anything away, but my only gripe with this film was why. I wanted to know more about why the nut house was stalking the family for years like that. Was there a connection? Wasn't explained. Obviously, this was inspired by The Strangers. Yeah, I got The Strangers vibe with this film. It came out in 2018. I gave it 2.5 stars. And I watched Man Bites Dog from 1992. It was a black and white exploitation film. It was basically about this film crew. They were documenting this serial killer, and they went around and filmed him doing his thing, killing people, and eventually the film crew ends up participating in it. Like, I could tell it was a movie, so I didn't get creeped out or anything, but I thought it was good. It wasn't, I enjoyed it. The killer, I don't know, it was just kind of strange that he was so happy and upbeat when he was killing people. I had to, it's a Belgian film, so I had to look at the subtitles, which I don't mind. I watch a lot of foreign films. I rated Man vs. Dog. I gave it 4.5 stars. And on Letterboxd, I said, brilliant. I can see why people have called this a masterpiece. You ever watch a movie, you rate it, and then when you go back, you're like, why did I say all that? I would give it 3 stars because I wasn't creeped out or anything. I was expecting it to be scary. But yeah, I recommend seeing this film. May the 8th, I watched The Tooth Fairy from 2006. It's about the Tooth Fairy slaughtering children for their teeth. Ugh, it was a bad movie, but I thought it was funny. Of course, I always laugh at bad movies. Most bad movies are bad and piss me off. But this was a fun watch. I gave it 2 stars. I don't know why I gave it 2 stars. It should be a half a star. Like I said, my rate, I'm too nice sometimes. I put trash, but it was fun to watch trash. The kills cracked me up. I'm not going to review this movie, but I'm going to do something fun with it because there's this one particular scene that I want to do something with. So look for that soon. On May the 9th, I finally watched Darkman from 1990, starring Liam Neeson. I've been meaning to say Darkman for years, and it's weird because it came out in 1999. I should have seen this in the 90s when I was a kid. I don't know why it took me so long to watch it, but I enjoyed it. I haven't seen part 2 or 3 because a friend told me not to bother. Now I know I shouldn't listen to other people. I should watch it myself, but Liam Neeson's not in the other 2 movies, and that bugs me when they recast. This is what I put for Darkman. Awesome movie. Action right from the beginning. I enjoy films like that. It's like a universal monster being turned into a superhero. Exactly. And I give it 5 stars. Well deserved. Like I said, I don't know if I'll ever see Darkman 2 and 3. Like I said, Liam Neeson's not in there, and I think he's perfect for it. And I don't, like I said, recasting bothers me. On May the 12th, I rewatched Annabelle Creation from 2017. I love Annabelle Creation. But yeah, Annabelle Creation is my favorite. Now, what is a disappointment is Annabelle Comes Home. I'm not going to tell you not to see it if you haven't seen it. I was very disappointed in that. But moving on May 13th, I watched the Banana Splits movie. was cute. Tried to be gory but failed. It was like PG rated gore, if that makes any sense. I watched Willy's Wonderland a year before this. It was a better movie. Of course, Willy's Wonderland was the better movie. Now that I think about it, I wouldn't want to see this again. It was okay, but like I said, I saw Willy's Wonderland with Nick Cage before this, and that movie just throws it off a cliff. On May the 14th, I watched The Perfection with my girls, Ocean Chick Films and Curly Girl at the Movies. We live streamed this on our show Spirits and Screams. I, I just remember this movie being like just so crazy and out there. I gave it 3 stars. Yeah, this movie was just twisted and messed up. I remember the ending, so we're gonna stop there because I'll tell you exactly what happened. No, okay. On May the 15th, I watched a movie called Shapeless. I gave it 4 stars. It was a different type of movie. It was a horror movie, horror drama. Um, I, I, it was such a slow burner. Most people, when they see this movie, they would be out in like 20 or 30 minutes, but I stayed with it and I'm glad. It's basically about you seeing somebody battling an eating disorder and seeing what happens to them. This is what I said. This is a hidden gem. I watched this 3 times. Yeah, I did. Because it's so different. Director Samantha Aldana tried something different with horror and I feel she succeeded. It's a slow burner, so you have to be patient, which was hard for me, but it was worth it. It's a little uncomfortable sometimes to watch, but I really recommend this film. I like directors who just do it, try something different, who just don't want to play it safe, do what all the others are doing, like just being so creative and original. May the 16th, I watched The Sadness. Well, you guys know what The Sadness is about. If you haven't, it's like Shudder's big hit. I gave it 5 stars. The most blood I've seen since Kill Bill. Loved it. That is true. What I don't know what I kept laughing about was the name of the virus. The virus was called the Alvin virus. Of all the names, the Alvin virus. That's also on May the 16th. I watched a zombie flick called Yummy. It basically takes place in a hospital where a zombie outbreak happens. Hilarious, not as funny as Shaun of the Dead, but it holds its own. Non-stop action from beginning to end. Yeah. Yummy's a horror comedy. It's in another language, and I forgot what other language it is, so you're gonna have to look at the subtitles. I gave it 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. Listen, I'm tired of zombie movies, but this was different. May 19th, I watched Run, starring Sarah Paulson. I gave it 4 stars. I said Sarah Paulson was super creepy and fantastic in this film. Yeah, she was psycho mom. She gave her daughter medicine that you would give puppies, hid her college acceptance letters. Yeah, psycho mom. Also, on the 19th, I watched a sorry film called Hurt. And I regretted watching this movie. I put awful. The synopsis made it seem interesting. I was tricked. Writing, practical effects, acting were terrible. It was. I mean, I looked at the poster and I should have known better not to watch this damn movie. But I watched it anyway. I I just want to give it the benefit of the doubt. So you can't judge a book by its cover all the time. You just gotta look into the book. On May the 20th, I watched a delightful horror fantasy film called The Feast. I'm going to do a review on this movie. I don't know when it's coming out, but I'm going to review this, so I'm not going to say much about it. But this girl, Caddy, she did all that she could to mess with these rich people. And this movie is so nasty at times. But it's it's something that needs to be talked about, so I'm going to review it. I gave it 4.5 stars. Super gross and messed up. I loved it. Well acted and the shots were beautiful. Yeah. So look out for my review of The Feast coming soon. On May 21st, I watched a movie called She Dies Tomorrow. Yeah, it seemed scary, but it wasn't. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. Basically, she thinks she's going to die the next day, and it's infectious. Well, people around her thinking that they're going to die tomorrow too. It's not true. I don't know why she was thinking that she was going to die. And really, if you think you're going to die, have fun. I know I have fun. I wouldn't say on here the things that I would do, but I would definitely have a lot of fun. She was basically laying around, moping around, drinking. Like, I'm like, girl, this is your last day alive. Do something. I gave it 2.5 stars. It was disappointing because I wanted more. Just moping around the whole movie. No. On May 22nd, I rewatched The Glass Coffin. I watched this 2 years ago. This movie is just awesome. I gave it 5 stars. It's basically about this actress that's supposed to be going to an award ceremony, but the limo isn't taking her there. The person is holding her hostage inside the limo and has a huge grudge against her. I'm not gonna say what it is, but she's in this limo the whole time, being tortured by this person who has this grudge against her. This movie is just outstanding and I highly recommend it. On May 23rd, I watched Off Season. I gave this movie 2 stars. I was all for this, but it made no sense. I've watched this movie 4 times. Yes, 4 times. And I still don't understand this fucking movie. I was so confused. I ended up watching this twice. Yeah, when I typed this up, it was twice. And then after I watched it 2 more times. I still don't entirely understand it. The living people visit the island in the spring, and then in the winter, the dead people get to walk around. That's what I'm getting. And there's a monster on the island. I Moving on. On May 24th, I watched Girl. Yeah, that's what it's called, Girl. And I was tricked again because I thought this was a horror movie. It was Bella Thorne was in this. She played this troubled girl who goes to this small town. She wanted to kill her father because he mistreated her as a child. So she was going to go there to kill him with this hatchet she had. Mickey Rourke is also in there, and that's what drew me because I love Mickey Rourke. But this movie was disappointing. I gave it 2 stars. It was just boring. It was very little action. Poster is just so misleading. It made you think you were going to watch a horror movie. Like, don't do that. It was okay. I wanted more action. Mickey Rourke was great as always. I thought Bella Thorne did a decent job playing a messed up girl. The poster for this movie is misleading though. This movie isn't a horror film. It's a drama mixed in with some thrill. I don't even know why I said some thrill. A little bit of thrill. Also on May 24th, I watched all 3 of the Malevolence movies. I'm just gonna go through this quickly. The Malevolence movies they're good movies, but it's Halloween ripoff. Malevolence 3 is so much Halloween ripoff. Oh my god, even the music was similar to Halloween. But it was entertaining. I did like it. I enjoyed all 3 films. May 25th, I watched Red Letter Day. I enjoyed this movie. I gave it 3.5 stars. Red Letter Day came out in 2019. It's basically about this lady who moves into a suburban neighborhood with her 2 teenage children, and she receives a letter, and so do her children. The letter is instructing them to kill a person that they have a picture. They have a picture of the person that they are assigned to kill that lives in the neighborhood, and you either kill them or they kill you. Like all 3 of them got someone different. The movie was crazy. It was like The Purge, very much so, but it was a horror comedy, and I thought it was funny. Purge was a comedy. This would be it. We are still on May 25th. I watched The Other Lamb. What did I gave it half a star. I mean, I said I was gonna stop watching movies about cults because I never get them. They're so mind fuck. This is what I put. Confusing. I didn't understand it, but the cinematography was stunning. Some scenes looked like they came straight out of a painting. True. Very true. It was beautiful to watch, but it just didn't make any sense. Girl who was raised in the cult, and then she begins to realize that their leader is not as great as he says he is. He's a horrible person, a very horrible person. That's all I'm gonna say. Like I said, I'll tell you the ending. May 27th, I will finally watch Stitches. This has been on my watch list for a long time. This movie was so funny. I gave Stitches 4.5 stars. Crazy clown film. The kills were hilarious. I really enjoyed it. Come on. I can't be more elaborate. Like I said, I suck at writing reviews. I just tell you exactly how it is, straight to the point, like that, and I'm done. Stitches is about this clown who goes to a kid's birthday party and he ends up dying there, which is the children's fault. 7 years later, I believe, he comes back for revenge to kill those kids that were now teenagers. I said it's a horror comedy, and it's really funny. May 27th, still we are on, and it is the last movie that I watched. Thank you, because if I go any longer, I am going to go crazy. Watched for the month of May. It was a movie called The Sitter. It was about this messed up girl who accepts a job as I don't know why they call it the sitter, because she's a nanny. One of those movies where, the nanny, whoever, wants the family to be hers, wants the wife out of the way, she wants the husband, and the kids be hers. That's basically what this is about. But this girl, she's, ooh, I think she's probably the worst of the nannies that I've seen. She really has some issues. I watched it twice. I gave it 4 stars. So good and addictive to watch. I turned around and watched it again. Maria Clavino as the super psycho nanny Abby was brilliant. I saw this on YouTube. And there you go. That is what I watched in May. If I rushed through this, I apologize. I just watched so many movies. And you guys know I don't like talking a long time. I like to be like this on the show. You know that. You think I just watch B movies all the time? B movies are number one. But I watch other types of films, as you can see. So look forward to this every month. A shout out to the latest person who bought me a coffee. Ta-da! Surely appreciate you. Thank you so much. And if you guys enjoy my content and would like to buy me a coffee, you don't have to. But if you want to, you can. And I'll put your name up here. I'll leave the link to buy me a coffee in the description also. Thank you guys so much for watching B-Movie Badness. See you guys next time. And remember, I love you all. Bye. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe.